because today, right here at PNC is what matters in this town right now.
Yes.
And I know for the community at large, it's just, not just Raleigh, but the state as a whole. Because again, this team has a fan base across the state. Now, obviously, mostly concentrated here in the Triangle area. But I know there's a lot of fans out there in Greensboro. There's fans in Charlotte, because for a long time, the Charlotte Checkers was the minor league affiliate of the Carolina Hurricanes, which I think now they're the minor league affiliate of the Florida Panthers. Go figure.
Time is a flat circle.
It really is. But I know there are a lot of Carolina Hurricanes fans that were there because
it just made sense.
The anticipation of like the rookies and stuff that I get to see play down here, I get to go see them now, watch them play with the big team at the NHL level. So across the state, we've always talked about this, how this is the one team that every fan base can dive into. Mm-hmm. Because here locally, we obviously know we have State, Carolina, Duke. Right down the road, Greenville, got East Carolina. Go out just a little bit of west. Like if you're on your way out to Asheville, you might make a pit stop in Winston-Salem. Wake Forest is right there. But even going down further, even down, might be down on the coast. You get some people that are fans of UNC Wilmington. They're a great basketball program. So there's a large contingency of fans in this state that are, lack of a better term, splintered in all the different subsets of college sports that we like. But this is the one team outside of the Carolina Panthers that we can be like, hey, this team's ours.
Well, even
this team, and our state right now is on a national spotlight.
Yeah.
And that is super cool.
Absolutely. I mean, even with the Panthers, I mean, there are a lot of longtime NFL fans who will root for, the Washington football team or the, like the Falcons or something like that. One of those teams that have been here longer. I mean, and it's just so to have that kind of camaraderie, if you will, everyone kind of coming together around the Canes, especially with the success the Canes have had. Like, while you are seeing people, hop on the bandwagon, if you will, they've been there
and hop on.
Exactly. This is not. No one's trying to gatekeep the Carolina Hurricanes.
No, and I that's the thing. Don't gatekeep the Carolina Hurricanes. Continue to build this fan base.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think as well, for example, like myself, I'm a transplant to this area, and for me, not only is this the place where I live, but this is the place now. I've made this place my home.
Yeah.
And this team, this city is my home, and that is something I've bought into. It's like, yeah, this is my home. This team's part of it. I'm buying into that. This is my community now. I've been invested in this community for over a decade. And I've been invested as a fan of this franchise for over a decade. And that's what matters to me most, is that this is my hometown. Like, I became a fan of this team during the doldrums of that 10-year run. But I was like, this is still my home now. And this is the team I'm buying into.
Well, and it's the memories that are created too, right? Like my family moved here in 2001. Okay, so I essentially grew up here, and I remember in 2006, being a little kid. You appreciate like sports, but you're not necessarily like the biggest fan in elementary school, middle school. But I crystal clear remember, driving down Capitol Boulevard, driving through Raleigh, and seeing the banners hanging from the light posts saying Carolina Hurricanes Stanley Cup champs.
Yeah.
And those memories are what's created, and that's how a new generation of fans comes about. And that's what you're seeing happen with the current iteration of the Carolina Hurricanes, having the success that they've had over the past 5 seasons, especially. And now with an opportunity here, halfway to lifting Lord Stanley's Cup. 8 games done, 8 games to go.
And one thing as well, for a lot of people that are fans of this team, or a lot of people who have moved here to this area in the last 5 years, so they weren't here to experience the Stanley Cup. So they haven't, and a lot of them weren't even here in 2019 when the Canes got to the Eastern Conference Finals. So for a lot of fans, this is their first experience with it. And I think it's great.
Yes.
I think it's absolutely great. And we're seeing more and more youth players get involved in junior Canes and just enjoying hockey as a whole from this area. And the fan base is just continuing to grow and grow and grow as people invest in the community, invest into the area around here. And that's something that someone who has, again, fallen in love with this place in terms of like Raleigh and even just the Triangle as a whole, but Raleigh specifically, since that's where I live, seeing it grow to me excites me, because we always have talked about this week about the community in this area is a hockey market.
Yes,
it really is. It is truly a hockey market, and the way this area has embraced it. So, yeah, even longstanding Canes fans continue to invite new people in. educate them on what's happened here with this franchise over the years and why this matters, why getting here matters. I know this fan base doesn't take it for granted. They shouldn't, at least.
No.
Because we also know what it's like to go, at least for long-standing fans, what it's like to go 10 years without having to go into the playoffs.
Yep.
So, yeah, we don't take this stuff for granted. Even for people that are Carolina Panthers fans, same type deal. They don't take going to Super Bowls and playoffs for granted because it doesn't happen all the time. So, again, I know this fan base, this area really, truly appreciates what's going on down here.